Picture stepping outside into the gentle morning breeze where clusters of vibrant herbs sway softly, each leaf sparkling with tiny drops of dew. You reach down and snip a handful of chives for breakfast, a sprig of rosemary for your evening meal, and some mint for a calming cup of tea. All grown by you, all fresh, and all from plants that faithfully return every year with barely any effort. That's the beauty of perennial herbs. The true plant once, enjoy forever champions of the garden. Unlike annuals such as basil or dill that must be replanted each season, perennials keep giving, sometimes for many years, even decades. It doesn't matter whether you have a sprawling backyard, a modest raised bed, or only a couple of pots on your balcony. These herbs flourish almost anywhere and require very little attention. They bring fragrance, color, and steady harvest to your space throughout the year. Today, we're diving into 8 remarkable perennial herbs that can transform your garden into a self-sustaining, flavorful haven. And stick with me to the very end, because I'll reveal one nearly indestructible herb that even the most forgetful gardeners struggle to kill. Let's get started. 1. Chives, the effortless flavor booster, paraphrased. If any herb truly deserves the title, plant it and forget it, it's chives. These slender, grassy green stalks are the unspoken heroes of the herb world, resilient, beautiful, and endlessly useful. With their soft, onion-like taste, chives reward you every single year with fresh flavor, without needing much care in return. Chives are usually one of the earliest herbs to emerge in spring. They often push through the soil when frost is still clinging to the morning ground. Their lively green shoots feel like the garden's first breath of life, often appearing long before other plants even begin to stir. And once they wake up, they grow non-stop. Chives prefer full sun, but adapt well to partial shade. Give them well-draining soil and they'll form dense, grassy clumps that grow thicker and lusher each year. Once they're established, they're unbelievably hardy. Even periods of neglect won't slow them down. One of the joys of chives is how versatile they are in the kitchen. You can harvest them anytime for a quick burst of fresh, gentle flavor. Add them to eggs, toss them over baked potatoes, mix them into dips, or whirl them into herb butter. Their taste is crisp, aromatic, and bright, just enough to enhance dishes without overpowering them. Then comes one of the best parts: the flowers. In early summer, tall stems rise above the foliage, topped with round lavender-purple blossoms. These blooms are stunning, but they're also edible. Add them to salads for a pop of color and soft onion flavor, or steep them in vinegar to create a beautifully tinted, fragrant infusion. Pollinators adore chives. Bees and butterflies crowd around the blooms, turning your herb bed into a miniature wildlife sanctuary. When the flowers finish, you can trim them down to encourage fresh growth, or let some go to seed if you don't mind chives spreading naturally around the garden. Maintenance is minimal. Every few years, when the clump becomes too dense, simply dig it up, divide it, and replant the sections. Each division becomes a new, thriving patch. Chives are a plant that multiplies generously, offering more beauty and more harvest with each passing year. If you want a gorgeous, edible, and almost foolproof perennial herb, start with chives. They are truly the definition of low effort, high reward. 2. Lovage, the forgotten giant, paraphrased. Every garden has its favorites: basil, parsley, rosemary, but one impressive heirloom herb has slipped from modern memory: lovage. Once beloved in medieval cooking and grown in monasteries across Europe, it has gradually disappeared from everyday gardens. Yet anyone who grows it wonders how such a bold, generous plant ever fell into obscurity. Lovage is a towering perennial, often reaching 5 or 6 feet in height. It has hollow stems and large, vibrant leaves that resemble celery, though they're bigger, richer, and far more fragrant. Its taste is celery-like but with added depth, spicier, more aromatic, and layered with hints of parsley and anise. A single leaf can transform broths, soups, or sauces with its powerful old-world flavor. What makes lovage exceptional is that every part of the plant is useful. The leaves add wonderful flavor to salads and soups. The stems enrich stocks and stews. The seeds work beautifully as a spice. Even the roots can be cooked or made into herbal tonics. It's a plant with zero waste, centuries before sustainability became a trend. Lovage thrives in cool, rich soil that stays slightly moist. It enjoys full sun to partial shade and, once established, is incredibly resilient. It easily handles cold winters and tolerates neglect. It dies back during the winter months, but returns vigorously each spring, often taller and fuller than the year before. Its clusters of yellow-green flowers attract bees, butterflies, and other beneficial insects. With its impressive height and lush foliage, Lovage makes a striking architectural feature in the garden. Tall, dramatic, and effortless to care for. A bit of compost in spring and occasional watering in dry periods are usually enough to keep it vigorous. In the kitchen, Lovage is a treasure waiting to be rediscovered. A few leaves can deepen the flavor of broths or vegetable dishes, and the seeds bring an old-fashioned warmth to breads, spice blends, and savory spreads. Historically, monks used the roots and leaves in restorative tonics, believing they strengthened the body and cleared the mind. Its aromatic oils were even added to perfumes and bathwater in past centuries. Growing Lovage today feels like bringing a forgotten classic back to life, a plant that combines beauty, history, resilience, and remarkable usefulness. Plant it once, and it will return faithfully year after year, a reminder that some of the most valuable garden treasures are the ones that have been overlooked. 3. Thyme, the unshakable aromatic warrior. If herbs had personalities, thyme would be the wise, steady elder, calm, durable, and quietly impressive. It's one of those incredible plants that doesn't just tolerate difficult conditions, it embraces them. Drought? Thyme barely notices. Poor, rocky ground? It takes it in stride. Forget to water for a week? It might actually prefer it. That's because thyme originates from rugged, sun-scorched Mediterranean landscapes, places where soil is shallow, rainfall is minimal, and heat is constant. Over generations, it adapted to thrive under these harsh conditions, becoming one of the toughest and most self-sufficient perennial herbs a gardener can grow. But don't confuse its hardiness with simplicity. Thyme is a small plant packed with bold character. Every tiny leaf is rich with essential oils, giving it a deep, earthy fragrance and warm, savory flavor that elevates almost any meal. Toss fresh thyme over roasted potatoes, add it to marinades, blend it into stews, or scatter it across grilled vegetables. It adds that unmistakable Mediterranean brightness that instantly brings dishes to life. One of thyme's most charming qualities is its incredible variety. There's classic common thyme, the citrus-scented lemon thyme, the sweet and fragrant orange thyme, and even creeping thyme, which spreads like a living carpet. Each one offers its own aroma and culinary uses. Lemon thyme, for example, brings a fresh citrus note that's perfect for poultry and fish, while creeping thyme is ideal for planting between stepping stones to release bursts of fragrance with every step. Thyme doesn't just earn its place in the garden through flavor, it's visually stunning too. When summer arrives, thyme sends up delicate clusters of tiny flowers in shades of lavender, pink, or white. These blooms form a soft, mist-like layer over the plant and draw pollinators from every direction. Bees absolutely flock to thyme, making it one of the best herbs for supporting your local ecosystem. Caring for thyme could not be simpler. It wants full sun or as much sunlight as you can give it, and above all, excellent drainage. Too much moisture is the only real threat. Rich, wet soil will cause it to sulk or rot, while lean, dry soil is exactly what it loves. Once established, thyme needs minimal watering and only a quick trim after flowering to keep it neat and productive. Here's a gardener's tip. Plant thyme where people naturally brush past it, beside walkways, near seating areas, or along the edge of a patio. Each time you graze the plant with your hand or leg, the leaves release a wave of warm, sweet, earthy fragrance. It's an effortless way to make your outdoor space feel magical and alive. Like many reliable perennials, thyme ages beautifully. The base becomes woody with time, but fresh green shoots continue to appear each season. If your plant becomes bare in the center, simply take a few cuttings, root them, and start a new mound. A simple trick that keeps your thyme thriving for years. Whether you grow it in a garden bed, a rock garden, or a small pot on a balcony, thyme proves a timeless lesson. The most resilient plants are often the most rewarding. Strength and simplicity, all wrapped into one fragrant little herb. 4. Mint, the bold, uncontainable. Free spirit. Mint is the rebel of the herb family, bold, fragrant, and wildly energetic. If there's one plant determined to do things its own way, it's mint. It doesn't just grow, it spreads with enthusiasm, racing across the soil like it has a mission. But don't let that intimidate you. With a little guidance, mint becomes one of the easiest, most generous herbs you'll ever grow. Once mint is planted, you're essentially set for life. It's a hardy perennial that comes back year after year, often stronger than before, even after cold winters, inconsistent watering, or moments of neglect. The sheer variety of mint is astonishing. Peppermint with its icy, cool punch, spearmint with subtle sweetness, chocolate mint with dessert-like aroma, apple mint, pineapple mint, orange mint. Each has its own distinct character and culinary uses. Mint thrives in moist, fertile, well-drained soil, and unlike many herbs, it actually prefers partial shade. This makes it a perfect solution for those damp, shadowy parts of the garden where other plants struggle. Mint even enjoys humidity, so it's ideal for planting near ponds, beside shady patios, or at the edges of garden beds. But here's the golden rule of mint care. Always grow it in containers or controlled spaces. Mint spreads through underground runners that travel quickly and aggressively. If you plant it directly into the ground without barriers, it will take over everything around it, crowding out flowers, herbs, and even lawn grass. To keep mint manageable, grow it in pots, raised beds, or bury a container in the soil to prevent root escape. Harvesting mint is as easy as snipping off stems or plucking leaves whenever you need them. The more you cut, the stronger and bushier the plant becomes. You can gather fresh leaves all season long, and drying them gives you a steady supply of mint tea for the colder months. Mint's uses are incredibly versatile. It brightens drinks and cocktails, enhances desserts, lifts salads, adds freshness to sauces, and brings vibrance to marinades. Beyond culinary uses, mint is known for its soothing properties. It aids digestion, relieves stress when brewed as tea, and has a cooling effect when used in balms or sprays. As a bonus, mint is a natural pest deterrent. Its strong aroma helps repel mosquitoes, ants, and even mice. Planting mint near outdoor seating, doorways, or patios forms a fragrant protective barrier while filling the air with refreshing scent. In the end, mint is a beautiful combination of usefulness, fragrance, and unstoppable spirit. It rewards you generously with almost no effort, bringing both practical value and sensory delight. Once you grow mint, you'll wonder how you ever gardened without it. 5. Oregano, the Mediterranean treasure. When you think of that deep, savory taste that makes pizza, pasta, and roasted vegetables so addictive, you're thinking of oregano. This small herb has shaped Mediterranean cooking for centuries, prized not only for its bold flavor but also for its astonishing durability. Oregano is one of nature's true survivors. It flourishes in dry, rocky ground where many plants would fail, and it absolutely loves soaking up the sun. The harsher the growing conditions, the stronger the flavor becomes. Stress actually boosts the essential oils inside the leaves, giving oregano its signature aroma, meaning a bit of neglect can make it even tastier. Its strength is part of its charm. Once settled in, oregano withstands drought, blazing heat, and even light frost, coming back each year fuller and more vigorous. It's the perfect herb for gardeners who occasionally forget to water, or for those working with arid, sun-drenched spots where delicate plants simply wilt. The small oval leaves are packed with flavor, warm, earthy, slightly spicy, and wonderfully aromatic. Oregano pairs beautifully with tomatoes, meat, cheese, legumes, and roasted vegetables, enhancing almost any savory dish. Beyond cooking, oregano is rich in natural compounds with antimicrobial and antioxidant properties, earning it the nickname nature's antibiotic. A healthy oregano plant forms a compact green mound that looks beautiful even when you're not harvesting from it. In the summer, it bursts into clusters of tiny pink or purple blooms that attract bees, butterflies, and other beneficial pollinators. It's a magnet for garden life, adding movement, color, and ecological value to your outdoor space. Caring for oregano doesn't require much. Go easy on the watering. Soggy soil causes root trouble. Trim often, like pruning, encourages bushier growth. Harvest freely, the more you pick, the more it produces. If your plant becomes woody after a few seasons, simply divide the root ball in early spring. Replant the best sections and enjoy a fresh, vigorous oregano patch. It's also a wonderful way to create extra plants to share. Oregano truly embodies the spirit of the Mediterranean. Fragrant, beautiful, and unbelievably resilient. It brings the warmth and character of Southern Europe directly to your garden, rewarding you with flavor and hardiness year after year. 6. Sage, the velvety, sun-loving sentinel. Sage is one of those rare herbs that effortlessly blends ornamental charm, culinary usefulness, and ancient tradition. With its soft, silvery green leaves, it's as visually striking as it is flavorful. A cornerstone plant for any well-rounded herb garden. Coming from the hot, rocky hillsides of the Mediterranean, sage thrives in full sunlight and well-drained soil. It prefers dry conditions where more delicate plants might fail. Once established, sage becomes a strong, long-lived perennial that resists drought, heat, and most common diseases, offering years of beauty with minimal attention. Run your fingers along its plush, velvety leaves, and you'll immediately feel the plant's unique texture. Crush a leaf between your fingers and the air fills with a warm, earthy aroma. A scent woven into comforting dishes and ancient herbal remedies. Sage's bold, savory flavor pairs especially well with poultry, butter sauces, roasted vegetables, and holiday dishes. A single crisped sage leaf can elevate a simple meal into something unforgettable. But sage isn't only a kitchen staple. Across history, it has been used in medicine, rituals, and spiritual practices. It's been burned to cleanse spaces, brewed to soothe sore throats, and celebrated by ancient civilizations as a symbol of wisdom, longevity, and protection. In the garden, sage grows into a semi-woody shrub that can live for many years, sometimes more than a decade. In late spring or early summer, it sends up beautiful spikes of blue or purple flowers that attract bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, transforming your herb bed into a vibrant pollinator haven. To keep sage looking its best, prune lightly after it finishes flowering, and mulch the base in winter if you live in a colder region. Avoid overwatering. Sage dislikes wet soil and thrives with a drier root environment. Hardy yet graceful, sage lives up to its reputation. It's more than an herb. It's a plant of strength, flavor, and timeless elegance. 7. Lemon balm, the cheerful, calming healer. If joy had a scent, lemon balm would be its source. This uplifting herb releases a soft, lemony fragrance that instantly brightens any space, making your garden feel more cheerful and peaceful. A member of the mint family, lemon balm shares mint's easygoing, vigorous growth, but with a gentler temperament. It's a hardy perennial that grows effortlessly in partial shade or full sun, spreading readily by seed or stem cuttings. Each spring, it reappears with fresh, vibrant green leaves. The heart-shaped leaves give off their citrus fragrance the moment they're brushed or crushed. The scent is sweet and soothing, like warm lemon tea, without the sharp acidity of lemon peel. Lemon balm is wonderful in teas, desserts, salads, syrups, or infused oils, offering a mild citrusy note that complements rather than overpowers. This herb is also deeply valued for its calming effects. For centuries, people have turned to lemon balm to ease anxiety, reduce stress, improve sleep, and soothe an unsettled stomach. A cup of lemon balm, tea before bed, is often described as a gentle embrace in a mug. In summer, the plant blooms with delicate pale flowers that draw bees and other pollinators, adding soft touches of life to the garden. Because lemon balm can spread quickly, it's wise to keep it in containers or trim it regularly. A mid-season haircut keeps the plant tidy, encourages fresh growth, and prevents it from crowding neighboring herbs. Lemon balm is a comforting reminder of calm, a plant that brightens your mood with its scent alone. Place it near an entrance, pathway, or patio, so you can enjoy its refreshing fragrance whenever you walk by. 8. Rosemary, the evergreen guardian. If one herb represents longevity, strength, and clarity, it's rosemary. This aromatic evergreen has been cherished for centuries as a symbol of memory and endurance, thriving in conditions that challenge many other plants. Native to the Mediterranean coast, rosemary is designed for survival. It loves intense sunlight, dry soil, and consistent air circulation. Too much water is its enemy. Rosemary prefers its roots on the dry side. Give it warmth, drainage, and space to breathe, and it will reward you with decades of resilience and beauty. Its narrow, needle-like leaves release a refreshing, pine-like aroma with hints of lemon and wood. In ancient Greece, students wore rosemary crowns while studying, believing it sharpened the mind, a tradition rooted in the herb's long association with clarity and focus. In the kitchen, rosemary is bold, herbal, and versatile. It's perfect for roasted meats, potatoes, vegetables, bread, infused oils, and savory sauces. Even a single sprig can add remarkable depth to a dish, and rosemary-infused butter or olive oil brings gourmet flavor to ordinary meals. In the garden, rosemary offers year-round beauty. Its small blue or violet flowers appear in late winter or early spring, providing essential nectar for bees when few other flowers are available. In mild climates, rosemary remains green through every season, bringing structure, fragrance, and life to the garden. Caring for rosemary is uncomplicated. Give it plenty of sun. Ensure excellent drainage. Water lightly. Prune gently to keep its shape. In colder regions, grow it in containers so it can be moved indoors when frost threatens. And because rosemary roots easily from cuttings, you can quickly multiply your plants. Some rosemary shrubs in the Mediterranean are rumored to be over half a century old, living symbols of resilience and renewal. If you want an herb that you plant once and enjoy for a lifetime, rosemary is the perfect choice. Evergreen, aromatic, and unforgettable.